I never imagined that the person who'd betray me most would be the one I called sister. My name is Oghenerume, and this is the story of how I lost everything, my innocence, my child, my dignity, and how fate gave me a second chance, in the most unexpected way. It started the night my stepsister, Oghenerume, sold me. She hated me for reasons I couldn't control, for my beauty, for the attention I got, for the love our late father showed me that she never received. But I never thought she'd take it this far. That night, she gave me a drink, saying we were celebrating my university admission. The last thing I remember was the bitter aftertaste and the way my body became heavy. I woke up in a hotel room, naked, confused, and in pain, with blood between my legs and no memory of what had happened. Oghenerume told me I had disgraced myself. That I had seduced an older man. That she had tried to stop me but couldn't. I believed her. I was 17. I felt dirty, ashamed, broken. A month later, I found out I was pregnant. With twins. I didn't know the father. I didn't know what to do. I left Sepil and moved in with my aunt in worry. I kept my pregnancy hidden, endured the whispers and the shame, and when the time came, I delivered 2 beautiful baby girls. But when I woke up after childbirth, only one baby was in my arms. The nurse told me the other had died. I cried for days. For my innocence, my body, and now, my child. But it was a lie. Unbeknownst to me, while I was unconscious, Oghenerume bribed the nurse and stole my second daughter. She disappeared without a trace, and I was too weak, too broken, to fight. I named my daughter Oghenerume. She became my world. For her, I fought my pain. I moved to Port Harcourt, studied perfumery, and years later, I returned as Center, a name the world would come to know. I built a name for myself. I created fragrances that carried emotion, longing, memory, heartbreak. But nothing could fill the void of that missing child. The one I was told had died. Until fate led me back to Lagos. I signed a contract with a major company, Oghenerume Fragrances Limited. I was to design a signature scent for their CEO. When I walked into the boardroom for my first meeting, I froze. He was there. The man who unknowingly fathered my children. Oghenerume, Nigeria's youngest billionaire. The same man who, on that terrible night, was meant to be someone else. He had been drunk. He had stumbled into the wrong room. And he had taken me. He didn't recognize me. But standing beside him was Oghenerume. Wearing diamonds, acting like a queen, holding the hand of a little girl who looked exactly like my daughter at home. My heart shattered. I said nothing. I worked with Oghenerume professionally. But every moment was agony. My missing child was right there, calling another woman, mommy. Calling the man who abandoned me, daddy. But she wasn't his only child, she was mine too. I began my investigation. Quietly. I followed patterns, dates, looked into hospital records. I paid the nurse who had attended my delivery to talk. And finally, I had my truth. DNA confirmed it. The little girl, Oghenerume, was my daughter. I wanted to scream. To cry. To confront Oghenerume and burn everything to the ground. But I didn't. I waited. Then came the fragrance launch gala. Everyone was there. Celebrities. Journalists. Investors. And I was the star. As I stood on stage, about to unveil my signature scent called Twin Flame, I told my story, through scent, through words, through truth. I exposed Oghenerume for what she was. A thief. A liar. A betrayer of blood. The crowd was silent. Oghenerume's face crumbled as the truth dawned on him. He came to me days later. Alone. No security. No entourage. Just a man with tears in his eyes and regret in his soul. He said he never stopped wondering about me. That he had always felt something was missing. That the woman beside him never felt right. I told him everything. The betrayal. The pain. The stolen years. And together, we cried. My daughters, Egovi and Fijaro, were reunited. They clicked like magnets. Like they had never been apart. Oghenerume didn't just beg for forgiveness. He worked for it. He spent time with both girls. He learned to be a father. He apologized, not just with words, but with action. Months passed. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the Lagos skyline, he knelt in front of me. He held no diamond, just a ring made from petals of my first fragrance. The one that reminded him of that first meeting. Oghenerume, he said, let me spend the rest of my life making things right. I said yes. Not because of the past, but because of the future. Today, I am a mother of 2 beautiful girls. A wife to the man fate had written into my life long before we understood the story. And a reverie. She disappeared into the shadows from which she came. Some call it revenge. I call it justice, scented with grace. Because I was fated not just to pain, but to purpose. To healing. To love. To my neighbor, my boss, my destiny.